there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at the compliments you receive unknowingly from others. So, before we get started with your pile selection, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Keen. So, this is how my best friend almost ruined my relationship. It started with a missed call from Emily on my boyfriend Kyle's phone at a weird time. Then I saw a missed call from Kyle on Emily's phone as well. I wondered why they'd call each other while I'm at work. My heart raced. I trust them, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I felt uneasy about Emily before. A year ago, I noticed how she and Kyle seemed to click, sharing jokes and glances that made me uncomfortable. Once I even caught Emily smiling at a message from Kyle, and when I asked him about it, he said it was private. I just dismissed it as paranoia due to my trust issues, but the doubt lingered. The new incident made my old suspicions resurface. Kyle became more secretive, always on his phone, which was unusual for him, and Emily started cancelling plans last minute, which wasn't like her. Everything seemed off, and my anxiety grew. I confronted Kyle about the call, but he brushed it off as a mistake. But when I asked Emily, she said she didn't even remember calling at all. Their vague answers made me even more anxious. I needed to know the truth, so that's when I decided to consult with a tarot reader from Keen. I browsed Keen's website, searching for the right psychic for my situation. I found one specializing in relationship readings with great reviews. But it was her energy that caught my attention, so I decided to consult with her, hoping she could reveal the truth. I explained my fears and asked for clarity. As she began typing, I just felt a gnawing anxiety, fearing the truth I might hear. She told me the cards speak of betrayal, and my stomach dropped. Then she added, but they also speak of celebration, a union of hearts. Confused and frustrated, I asked, what does that mean? Her vagueness felt like torture. The truth lies in what you choose to see. The betrayal may not be what you think. Sometimes the heart sees what it fears, not what is real, she responded. I left the chat more confused than ever. Over the next few days, her words echoed in my mind, turning every interaction with Kyle and Emily into something sinister. The final straw came when I saw Kyle and Emily together at a coffee shop, speaking in hushed tones. They didn't see me, but I saw enough to confirm the worst. I left in tears. Back home, I felt broken. How could they betray me? But as I paced around, the tarot reader's words returned to me. Celebration? Union of hearts? Could there be another explanation? The next day, I decided to confront them. I know something's going on, I blurted out. Just tell me the truth. Kyle and Emily exchanged a glance, then smiled. We were going to tell you tonight, Emily said softly. Tell me what? I demanded. Kyle pulled out a small velvet box. We've been planning a special anniversary surprise for you. Our 3-year anniversary is next month. Emily helped me because you trust her taste more than mine. My mind reeled as everything fell into place. The strange calls, the secret meetings, the cryptic conversations. It was all for me. I felt a flood of relief and guilt. The tarot reader's words made sense now. The betrayal was actually my own mistrust, twisted by my fears. I hugged them both, tears streaming down my face as the weight of doubt lifted. They've been planning something beautiful for me, not against me. So I realized that sometimes trust means choosing to see love, even when fear blinds you. I hope you enjoyed that little nugget of my personal life, and if you've had thoughts about something you need clarity on, Keen connects you with talented psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can get a reading whenever it suits you. Just create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. Each reader has unique gifts and specialties, so whether you need insights on love, career, or life in general, they can provide deeper understanding and guidance. Choose whichever reader best suits you, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. It's always best to get a personal psychic reading if you'd like more accurate information on your situation, because it is directed only to your energies. Now, here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 5 minutes for only $1. Go to trykeen.com/psychic siren tarot or click the link in my description box below to receive a discount on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this partnership opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic siren tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So getting back to your pile selection, for pile number 1 you have the rose quartz crystal. For pile number 2 you have mahogany obsidian. And for pile number 3 you have orange calcite. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this rose quartz crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the compliments you receive unknowingly from others. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I'm taking my last bookings for November. I'm almost fully booked, so if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below. So your card is the Enlightened Feminine, with my gut instinct is wise beyond reason, and I trust my intuition to guide me. So let's go ahead and pull the other oracle decks. So let's go ahead and pull the other oracle cards that you have and see what shows up for you. After that, we'll take a look at tarot cards. So spirit guides of pile number 1, spirit guides of pile number 1, what are the compliments they receive unknowingly from others? So you have the joy permeated mother with I am my own guru, I know the self that never changes. And then you also have Lady of the Lotus Born in the reverse, and it says embodiment is the deepest bliss, my body was made for enlightenment. So it's interesting that the word enlightenment came up twice. Maybe that is something people do compliment you on behind your back, that you have some kind of enlightenment, some kind of wisdom, and that is something that people prominently compliment you on. It's emphasized here since the word is shown up twice for you. People often compliment you behind your back and say that, you're very intuitive as well, that you have a lot of spiritual knowledge or a lot of knowledge in general. And there's something about you always giving the best advice, giving the greatest advice. You always trust your intuition as well when it comes to your own decisions and your own life. You may be that type of person that just trusts your own intuition, where you don't necessarily need to ask people for advice to know what to do next. Perhaps there's something about knowing what you want in life and just doing what you want. Even here with I am my own guru, it's kind of like yourself. You know what you need to do in your life. You know what decisions you need to make to get to where you want in life. And you don't need anybody else telling you how to get there. You don't need anybody else telling you what decisions to make. It's kind of like you're independent. You don't need anybody to tell you what to do or to give you advice. So you're very self-sufficient on your own, but you also give great advice to other people when they don't know what to do. So there's something about people complimenting you about that behind your back, and you don't know that. I also see people compliment you that there's something about you just knowing how to learn things on your own without having anybody to teach you. So Spirit is showing me an example of one of my friends' girlfriend's younger sister, and she kind of just No, was it the girlfriend or the sister? I don't know. She kind of just learned how to cook on her own with nobody teaching her. So Spirit is showing me that as an example. Or somebody that's just like a fast learner in general. So something about that is coming through that people compliment you on. And even if my example didn't resonate, there's just something about you being a fast learner or knowing how to learn things on your own without anybody else teaching you. People compliment you on the fact that you seem to know yourself very well. You seem to know what you want from life very well. But there are times where maybe you're left feeling confused. And in those times, you follow your heart. And your heart always leads you to the answer that's meant for you. And even in those moments of confusion, you eventually find your way, which is normal, it's human. And that's something people compliment you on, that, you know, even in times of weakness or confusion, you still find your way out of that and find your way to clarity by following your heart. People also compliment your intuition, where you don't know that they're complimenting that behind your back. So let's say some of you are tarot readers and you do readings for people. You know, people could compliment your readings, kind of guide other people to you, if that makes sense. Recommend other people to you. But if you're not a tarot reader per se, but you just have a good intuition, you could tell people certain things and then it comes true, or, you know, they find out about it later and what you said was true. So there's something about people complimenting your intuition behind your back where you don't know that. There's something about understanding that you are not a project to fix, that you're a human being, that, you know, you sometimes make mistakes, that you can make those mistakes and move forward from that and learn from that. But there's something about, yes, I'm growing, yes, I'm healing, but I also understand that I'm not some kind of project to be fixed. You know, if I want to take a break from the healing journey, I can. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting here, which is kind of a message I haven't received before, but I'm seeing something like that where it's like, I'm not forcing the transformations to happen. I'm taking my time. Imagine yourself like the caterpillar in the cocoon and you're about to become the butterfly, but you're not forcing yourself to become the butterfly too early. You understand that it's a kind of process that happens slowly and takes place naturally, and you can't force the transformation to happen. It happens on its own. So there's something about people complimenting the fact that you have patience when it comes to your healing journey. You have patience when it comes to your own transformations, whether that be internal, spiritual, you know, to do with your physical life, the changes you want to make. There's something about like not forcing things to happen before it's time and understanding that things flow in their own way as they're supposed to. I'm also seeing people could compliment again your intelligence. And I'm seeing like the way you flow through life and the way you kind of just allow life to lead you where you're supposed to go and flow through it and surrender to it. And even in moments of not knowing which direction or way to go in, you trust that the universe will guide you. So I feel like this is a very spiritual pile, and this is why the messages are coming through like this. You could have other people that know about spirituality and intuition complementing these things, or people that just notice these things about you, even if they don't speak about it in a spiritual way. It's coming through like this, maybe because you're spiritual and you'd understand what these messages mean for you. There's also something about some of you being mothers or fathers, and you're a very good mother or father, or people think you could be a very good parent if you wanted children in this lifetime. And that's something people compliment you on as well. There's something about, even though you go through your own internal transformations and external transformations, you are still the same you at the core. So you don't change your values, you don't change who you are at the core, but you just grow, better yourself, and improve yourself over time. But you're not fully changing who you are in a way. But if you do change, you change for the better. So I'm hearing like it's still me, like I'm still me, I've just grown more. So there's something about that people compliment you on, that you also don't try to change yourself to please others, and that's what I'm also getting, that people compliment you on. So a lot of these things seem to be like personality traits, what you've been doing recently spiritually, and all those things that people have been noticing about you. So now I'm going to pull your tarot cards. I just removed the oracle cards for space. But let's see what else comes up here for you. I will also be using my clairvoyance to see if there's anything else other than the tarot cards. So you have the Knight of Swords. What compliments are my pile number ones receiving unknowingly behind their back? You have the Eight of Swords. You have the Eight of Cups. You have the High Priestess. I love that this is coming through, and we spoke about intuition before. That's a wonderful confirmation. You have the Knight of Cups. And lastly, you have the Moon, which is also a card of intuition, which is very, very cool. Okay, so what I'm picking up here, in terms of your look, I see people complimenting your body, the way your body looks, especially the chest area. And I see people complimenting your eyebrows as well. There's something about your eyebrows that have a thickness to them, but they're also quite they're shaped nicely, if that makes sense. I also see there's something about your eyes people could compliment you on. Some of you have like more of a round face shape, whereas some of you have like more of an oval face shape. But there's something about like your face and your face shape and your facial features people compliment you on, like saying you have such a beautiful face or handsome face. And there's also something about people complimenting, again, your body, and like I'm seeing more so curvy people in this pile. There's something very cute and beautiful about you as well. That's what I see. And there's something about this pile also being photogenic. So that is like the physical things people compliment you on. In regards to everything else, I'm seeing that people compliment you on the fact that you have left certain situations behind that were making you feel stuck in your life. So whether this be bad habits making you feel stuck, making you feel like you're holding yourself back, whether it be people holding you back and making you feel stuck, jobs, whatever it is, you've let go of certain things or habits or things within yourself that or outside of you that is helping you be more free and is helping you actually go towards where you want in life without anything holding you back. So that is something people definitely compliment you on. And how you're just not afraid to leave people behind or cut people out of your life if they're not treating you with respect or if they're not treating you the way you deserve. You also notice red flags the moment you see them, and you don't go in situations with naivety. You understand when the red flag is shown to you that you're just like, okay, bye. I'm not dealing with this. I've seen this before. I've seen what I needed to see. I'm hearing that in my mind. I've seen what I needed to see. Goodbye. It's like you don't give people second chances unless you really believe that you can see something within them that your intuition is telling you to give them a chance. But if your intuition is telling you to run from a person, you do so. You don't doubt your intuition, and that's something people compliment you on. I also think you could see hidden things within people that they might not show the whole world. And sometimes when you see that within people, people will just think you're a good judge of character because you see things before it happens. And then the truth comes out and it's very true that that person was hiding that side of themselves, but you see through it. Sometimes people don't believe you at first, but then when they actually see the truth come to light, then they are like, whoa, how did pile number one know this? So that's what I'm definitely seeing as well about your intuition. People compliment you by saying that you're a very deep person. They love deep conversations with you and they want to get to know you on a deeper level. There's also something about people complimenting the way you show love to others from this like deep place, if that makes sense. Like you don't just have surface level connections in your life. You really get vulnerable with the people around you and you're an open book as well. That's what I'm seeing. But you could also be mysterious with people you don't really know so well. But when it comes to like your closest friends, closest family, um, close lover, whatever it is, there's something about you showing the vulnerabilities of yourself, showing the sides of yourself you may normally hide to strangers. And there's something about them saying, like, I feel so special that pile number one opens up to me or shows me the side of themselves and isn't shy too. So that's what I see as like a compliment from your closest friends, people in your life. You're a very open person to new people. Like you wear your heart on your sleeve and you just love to meet new people and like you love to open up to new people, but then there's something about still maintaining some kind of privacy to strangers where you don't show everything about yourself immediately until you know you can trust them. And that's something people also compliment you on, the fact that you know how to keep certain things to yourself until it's the right time as well, like with your plans and things like that. So that's what I see. And you're also just a very goal-orientated person. You don't have many things holding you back anymore. And that is something people are complimenting you on. Okay, so now I'm going to use clairvoyance to see if there's any other messages that Spirit wants to show us for the compliments you receive. So again, Spirit is showing me flow, and Spirit is showing me somebody on a boat, and they're just kind of like moving with the tides, with the waves. Like they're not controlling the boat or trying to make the boat go in any type of direction. They're just trusting that the boat will take them there, if that makes sense. So there's something about um knowing where you want to go, but also trusting the universe to take you there, and not necessarily seeing the need to control things outside of you or outside of your control. And there's something about you just remaining peaceful and flowing and not trying to control things outside of your control. So that's something people compliment you on. You could also be very peaceful as a person. You're very in touch with your emotions as well, and that's something people compliment you on. And your inner child as well. And Spirit is showing me you're quite free in a way. That's something people compliment you on. Like you are like a free spirit and you also make other people feel free. And there's something like very warm and cozy about you and your vibe that people love. There's something about Christmas that Spirit's showing me, and like coziness and like making s'mores. So I don't know if you've ever spent Christmas with somebody where it was like very cozy and just like warm and comforting in some way. But there's something about that showing through. Spirit is also showing me an armor. You know how to protect yourself from people that maybe don't deserve a place in your life. You're also very playful and fun, and that's something people compliment you on. People also compliment you on your nails, or the way like your hands, or like if you get a pedicure, there's something about people complimenting that. If you are a nail tech yourself, maybe you do really good nails, or if you do some kind of service to people, like if you're a hairdresser or something like that, people could compliment your work in that sense. Or if you're an artist, people could compliment your work. There's something about your voice over the phone sounding so beautiful, so handsome that people compliment. Or like, let's say you're at work and you answer the phone, you sound very professional. Something about your voice over the phone is something people compliment you on. And also cleanliness. There's something about you being like clean, neat, tidy, always looking put together. Something about your home always being clean and tidy and organized. And I'm seeing someone that even has like dogs, but then your home's still very tidy. So I see something along those lines. This is where I'm going to leave your reading. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this Mahogany Obsidian crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the compliments you receive unknowingly from others. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then you can find my email address in the description box below. I am taking my last bookings for November and I'm almost fully booked. So, yeah, you have the Pontiff of Possibilities as your card that you chose. And it says the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. So let's go ahead and shuffle the rest of your oracle cards, and then we'll add your tarot cards after. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number two, spirit guides of pile number two. What are the compliments they receive unknowingly from others? So you have the red goddess with playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. And you have the mystic of divine love in the reverse with love is divine and I am nothing but except love. And then at the back of the deck, you do have the Mother of the Universe with Kali. It's time to release. I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. Okay, so there's something about you being the type of person that is very playful, that's very like connected to your inner child that's in some way. And there's something about you being so much fun to be around. And that's something people compliment you on behind your back where you don't know that. And people also compliment you on your sense of humor, like you're very funny. But there's also something about your laughter and your smile that just brightens up people's day. There's something about your laughter that's contagious, but you also have a beautiful smile. So that's something people compliment you on behind your back without you knowing. I also see that there's something about knowing that you can manifest anything if you really wanted it. There's something about knowing that the possibilities are there. You know, even if something seems impossible, you know that you can have it if you really put yourself out there and go for it. And there's something about this feeling of like, when I want something, I believe that I can get it, even if it seems impossible. And even if I seem in this moment like this is such a big dream or goal that I want to give up, I'm still going to keep going even though I feel like this internally. So there's something about you being a master manifester, you being somebody that believes in possibilities and miracles and things like that, that people compliment you on. You could be a dreamer, you could be somebody that goes towards your big dreams and goals and shoots for the stars. And that's something people compliment you on without you realizing. So I also see something about people complimenting the fact that you know love is divine, love is a beautiful thing, but there's also something about taking the time to relax from that. So, how that could look like for some of you is maybe some of you are taking a break from love where you're staying single for some time because maybe you were just in a relationship and you're taking the time to heal. Although you're open to love and you've always been this lover girl, lover boy, maybe you're taking the time to heal and you're taking the time to be alone. Maybe for others of you, there's a feeling of, I know my true love is out there, but I'm still waiting for my true love. Maybe for others of you, there's a feeling of, I'm developing self-love instead of focusing outside of me. And for others of you, it could be like something about accepting emotions that might not be so loving. So let's say I'm experiencing an emotion like anger towards somebody I love. Yes, I love that person, but at the same time, I'm also experiencing an emotion of anger. And two things can be true at once. And although I'm not going to take my anger out on this person, I'm still going to feel that emotion and honor that emotion. And still not take it out on that person, but go deep within that emotion and find out what it's telling me. So there's something about diving deep into unpleasant emotions that might not be so pretty or so loving, yet also still at the same time, like knowing to not project that onto others. And that's something people compliment you on, because you don't see your emotions or label your emotions as bad or good. They're just your emotions. And that's definitely something I see here, where it's like, maybe some people feel ashamed of feelings like anger and things like that, but you don't. So that's what I see. Or you're trying not to. There's something about not only your smile, but the way your lips and mouth look, that people compliment you on. Something about the hips for the women watching, and your legs as well for women and men. Something about the legs that people compliment you on. I also see you could have very full cheekbones for some of you. There's something about you dressing in a way that's authentic to you, doing your makeup, hair in a way that's authentic to you. So you could be seen as a trendsetter. You could be seen as somebody that's very unique in your style, that people compliment you on. Like, you express your creativity and your personality through your style and your fashion, and that's something people compliment you on. People also compliment you on the fact that you're able to shoot your shot when it comes to things you want in life. Or, people, like, let's say you want to be friends with somebody, you're able to shoot your shot. Let's say you are attracted to somebody, you're able to shoot your shot without shyness. You also seem very charismatic, and you know how to make anybody not like awkward, or like, how to get people outside of their shell. So let's say you're in public with somebody, and usually they'd be quite awkward and shy. With you, it feels like I can just open up and be myself. So there's something about the way you make people feel, and there's something about like the way you help people just open up and feel almost like free, where they just are having fun in the moment and not thinking about like what anybody else is thinking. And there's something about that, like your warm energy that makes people feel that way, that they compliment you on, if that makes sense. You've definitely also had a lot of transformations. There are some similarities to Pile 1, but you don't have to watch it if you weren't drawn. But what I do see is you have transformed a lot. You have released a lot of what doesn't serve you, and you are trying to be yourself truly and authentically. And that's something people compliment you on behind your back, but you don't know about it. There's something about an increase in self-confidence that people are recently noticing and complimenting. Something about your taste in music, food. Like, let's say you always take people to the best restaurants. There's something about like knowing the best places to go, and having a good taste in music and food and things like that. A good taste in clothes, style, just good taste in general, okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and remove these oracles, or oracle cards, and then add the tarot cards. So there's also something about your hair people compliment you on. I'm seeing like very bouncy, voluminous hair. And there's something about your skin always looking so soft and smooth, and like you having a cute face. You have the Chariot. So what are the compliments they receive unknowingly from others? For pile 2, please. The Ten of Pentacles. You have the Muse of Inspiration, which is the King of Wands. You have the Eight of Pentacles. I'm getting deja vu now. This is weird. Maybe people get deja vu with you. I don't think that's a compliment, but I'm picking up on that. And then you have the Seven of Swords. So what I will say with you, I feel like you've had a lot of fake friends and a lot of people be jealous of you since you have the Three of Cups at the back of the deck. And behind that is the Four of Cups, Nine of Cups. So that to me reads as some people will compliment you, but then also be jealous of you at the same time and say to people in a way where they admit their jealousy. Because the Seven of Swords is here, they're not hiding it when they compliment you. So let's say they're jealous of your body. They're like, oh, I wish I had a body like pile number two. I'm so jealous. So they actually admit their jealousy. Or let's say they're like, oh, I wish I had pile number two's hair. Their hair is always so beautiful or handsome. Um, I'm so jealous. Like there's something about that showing up here. And I also see that people could compliment you in a way where they're saying like, oh, I wish I had this that pile number two has. So let's say you have a very good friendship in your life that other people wish they had friendships like that. They're like, oh, I'm jealous. Pile number two has such a good friendship. I would like a friendship like that. Something about that showing up. So take it as it resonates for you, but there's something about people admitting jealousy and admitting they want what you have, whether that be a physical feature you have, something you have in your life materially, a connection you have in your life. Those are the energies I'm picking up on. But this is a specific pile that I always get. There's always one pile that inspires people, but also triggers envy within people. So I feel like you have people also saying, I'm so inspired by pile number two at the same time. Like, I'm inspired by the relationship they created because this is such a beautiful connection that I wish I could have a connection like this in my life. And I want to learn from them, like, how do you think they did it? Or, pile number two attracted this opportunity or this kind of success to them. I want to do the same thing. Or pile number two achieved their goal and I'm so proud of them. Yet I'm also so inspired by them at the same time. That pushes me to know that I can reach my goals. Or, pile two is so talented at this and this and this. I wish I was that talented at this thing I like. So I'm going to try to, you know, be inspired by them and learn from them and try to hone in on that skill so that I can also be talented like pile number two. So you have a lot of people that look up to you and a lot of people that envy you. Despite that, though, all of them are complimenting you behind your back, even the ones that envy you. Because it's like they can't even hate on you because it's like they'll admit they want what you have. That's kind of what I'm getting here. It's not even like, I don't know if they would speak negatively behind your back, but I see that the ones that envy you, even they can't help but compliment you. So that's very cool to see. And yeah, I do see something about talent, something about you being inspiring, something about you being good at certain things that people compliment you on. So let's say someone here is good at writing. Let's say someone here is a great cook. Let's say somebody here is really good at art or painting. Let's say somebody's really good at fashion. Whatever it is, there's something you're good at that people compliment you on behind your back. I also see people could compliment your family orientated nature, the way you just like love your family or, prioritize your family in some way. People also say that you're very powerful and you have a lot of potential to create financial abundance and success within this lifetime. People compliment your ambition, your leadership qualities or skills. Some of you could be in leadership or manager positions, or some of you could have businesses of your own that is doing really well at the moment that people are complimenting you on. I also see something about overcoming a lot of difficulties in a very poised way. So what Spirit is showing me is, I'm trying to think of the word to describe this. What is it called? Gymnastics. It's not describing it. Gymnastics. When people do gymnastics and they kind of like do something. I don't know what it's called, what those moves are called, but I've seen it on TV before. And let's say they are about to like, it looks like they're about to fall, but then they stand up straight. I'm seeing something like that. Where it looks like, oh my gosh, if I did that, I'd make a mistake and fall. But then the person stands up straight and tall and poised and graceful. There's something about you handling certain difficult situations with poise and grace, and it's like, people see you in those situations and they'd expect you to fall or crumble in some way because they would, but then you don't. You somehow escape those situations unscathed. And there's something about that that is so powerful. People also compliment your strength and resilience and the way you handle certain difficult situations. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at your energies with clairvoyance and see if there's anything else Spirit wants to touch on, and then we're going to end off. So Spirit is showing me people compliment you in a way by saying you're such a good listener. You know, when they tell you about things about yourself, you always remember and make them feel heard in some way. And there's something about you remembering things they wouldn't expect you to remember. Or there's something about you just listening to them whenever they're going through sad moments and comforting them and holding space for them. And even if in the moment they're not asking for advice, you just listening to them and being there for them, they compliment you on that, you know, on how you're always there for people. I also see something about food. So someone here could be a good cook, or again, like know the best places to go to, like the best restaurants to go to. I'm seeing something like that. Something about the jewelry you wear. I'm seeing Pisces energy. I'm seeing angel energy, so people could call you quite angelic in a way. There's something about when you were in school, if you are still in school, you got really good marks. There's also something about your teeth people compliment you on. They like your teeth and your voice, as well as your singing voice. I'm also seeing the zodiac sign Aries. There's something about you always being prepped for certain things. So let's say you're going on a walk. You always make sure you bring a water bottle with you, a towel with you in case you sweat, you know, something like that. Or let's say, you know, you're going to a place while it's very cold. You always make sure you bring a mug with coffee. Like there's something about always being prepared or always having certain things in your bag that other people would forget. That's a compliment you receive from others unknowingly. I also see somebody here could be a witch, and something about like your spells working. That's just what I'm seeing clairvoyantly. I also see somebody here that's very good at baking and, you know, making desserts and things like that, baking cakes. Something about time management and efficiency that people compliment you on, especially at the workplace. Your intelligence and knowledge, and you just seeming to have like an eloquence in the way you speak, if that makes sense. And also like you having a large vocabulary is what I'm getting. Someone here had a very beautiful wedding that people still compliment you on, even if it was years ago. Something about heels or shoes you wear. And I'm also seeing a star. So people say you shine like a star, you're a star. You shine in your own way. This is a weird message, but I'm also getting people compliment you on your feet. Like maybe you have pretty feet. Weird, but that's what I see. Again, I mentioned jewelry, but now I'm seeing earrings. And also when you make commitments to people, you follow through on that. I'm also seeing a wedding ring, so people could compliment you on your wedding ring if you are married. And that's what I have for you, pile number 2. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pal number threes. If you chose this orange calcite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the compliments you receive unknowingly from others. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I'm taking my last bookings for November. I'm almost fully booked, so if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below. Your card says the goddess of light with we are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. I'm going to go ahead and pull your oracle cards, and after that we'll take a look at tarot for you. So I'm hearing some of you could have very defined facial features or strong features on your face that people compliment you on. And there's also something about somebody having like a beauty mark that kind of reminds people of like, you know how Marilyn Monroe always defined like a beauty mark? I'm seeing something like that, like old Hollywood stars and things like that. Or someone here could have like a classic type of beauty, if that makes sense. But that isn't necessarily for everybody, but I see like strong defined features, if that makes sense. You have the Mother of the Universe with I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. And then you also have the Mother of Believers with I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. So there are some similarities to pile 1 and 2, but I'll just mention what I see here. I feel like people compliment you on the fact that you're so independent. You can provide everything for yourself. You don't need a man or a woman to provide that for you. You can do it on your own, but you would like to receive that from somebody you love. You like to receive generosity, but you don't need other people to rely on to be okay. Like, you don't need anybody. You're okay on your own. You're self-sufficient. You can get things done on your own. Nobody has to tell you to do it. You can make money on your own. You don't have to like rely on anybody for money. There's something about that people compliment you on. And there's something about you believing in yourself. And I'm seeing a kid go like, la 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 la, I'm not listening to you. So you know when people project onto you out of a place of envy, and they project onto you out of a place of insecurity, like, oh, you can't do this. You're like, I'm not listening to you. That's your opinion. I'm not listening to you. There's something about knowing when to listen to people and not when not to listen to people. Like, let's say somebody's giving you really bad advice. You know not to listen to that advice. Or let's say somebody's telling you something and you know that's not true. You're not going to listen to it. You're not like naive in any type of way. Um, you're not just going to like listen to somebody just because they're saying it. Like, you make your own decisions on your own and you think for yourself. And that's something people compliment you on because, you know, maybe somebody else would hear that same bad advice and go do it without thinking for themselves. You know, there's something about that coming through. There's something about people complimenting your children if you have children, saying your children are so cute. When you and your friends go out together, people compliment all of you. So let's say you're walking with your friends and another group of people, strangers you don't know, are like, oh, all of them are so beautiful. All of them are so handsome. I like her dress. I like her hair. You know, whatever it is, like they're complimenting all of you. And I'm seeing something about like complimenting your friendships in general. So maybe you have very good friends in your life, friends that support you, friends that are always there for you, friends that are really good friends and loyal. And people say that you have very good friendships in your life and you are a very good friend as well, like a very loyal friend. And that's something people compliment you on. I'm seeing the strength card in my mind. So people compliment you on your strength and resilience, how you've been able to get through certain situations that felt very tough for you. For some of you, I'm hearing you went through tough financial situations, but then you built up that financial stability for yourself. Maybe you had this moment in time where you wanted to ask people for help, but nobody wanted to help you. And so you had to learn to do it on your own. For others of you, people compliment like how good of a mother you are, your intuition. And that's why I say there's similarities to pile one, I think. And pile two, both of those, I don't know I don't know which one came up in pile one or two, but I know it did. And there's also something about you having a duality to you where you accept all sides of yourself. You accept the sides of yourself that maybe other people would be ashamed of or tried to hide from people, but you just own it. So say for example, you have a specific trait that a lot of people would hide from people. You like own it and say, okay, I have this trait, I'm like this. And that's something people like about you, that you just own it, you don't try to hide it. It actually makes you more likable to people. So say for example, I'm like, okay, I try to not be petty, but then sometimes I can find myself being petty. And then somebody listens to that and is like, I actually like this person because they admitted it to me. They didn't try to hide it from me. So that's something I see here. I also see something about you where people compliment your heart, the way you love people. There's also something about people complimenting your body. I'm seeing something about like more sensual things. Like I'm seeing somebody have some kind of attraction towards you and compliment your body and like almost undress you with their eyes or say what they would do to you or like something like that where it's like more sensual in nature. I'm also seeing people compliment your eyes. Specifically, like with this pile, I'm seeing you could have like very flirtatious eyes in some way or like seductive, sultry eyes. You could also come across as like very sassy to others that people compliment you on. Like, I love their sassiness, something like that. There's something about like getting rid of mental beliefs about yourself that are not true. Releasing like beliefs about yourself that don't serve you. And building up on your sense of confidence, if that makes sense. You're very good at finding things that are lost, finding things that are hidden. I'm seeing like a detective where maybe you're very good at finding information that other people can't find. So let's say your friend asks you, this guy I'm talking to, I can't find his Instagram, and then you find his Instagram. There's something about something like that as an example, where it's like you're able to find information other people struggle to find. There's something about your walk that people compliment, like the way you walk. You're a magical person, but at the same time, how to like connect to your human nature in a way, and I'm just trying to explain what I'm channeling. Just bear with me. It almost feels like, okay, yes, I'm a spiritual person, but then I also acknowledge the human things that are fun. So there's something about having some kind of balance here, or not denying like your human side for the spiritual side, or not like spiritually bypassing and something like that showing up. I don't exactly know how to describe that, but that's how it's being described to me. So hopefully it makes sense when you're hearing it or listening to it. But like, say for example, you're a spiritual person, but then you still go out and do certain things that are like fun, if that makes sense. Or let's say you're a spiritual person and you read a lot of spiritual books, but you also read like fictional books. That's like an example if I had to explain it like that. I also see people complimenting like your improvement when it comes to your finances. I see a lot of improvement there. And if it hasn't happened yet, then it will happen soon and people will compliment you on that. I see something about the inside of your home, the outside of your home in general, your apartment, wherever you live. People compliment you on that. You're very good at matching people's energy, and that's something people compliment you on where you don't know about that. Also, your sensuality, you're very sexy. That's something you often get from people, like how sexy you are, your creativity. And I feel like you are able to create certain things for yourself that you want in life because I'm seeing the magician card. And there's something about like, I want this, so I'm able to like create this for myself by actually going after this, if that makes sense, or by manifesting this. So that's what I'm seeing. There's something about this pile, for the woman watching your girl's girl. You would never go for a man that is already taken or like for somebody that is already taken. And people compliment you on that. Like, let's say a married man or a married person came up to you and started flirting with you and you rejected them and other people saw that, or you told them you rejected that guy or that person. And then people are saying like, I love that, this person respects other people's relationships and doesn't like, intrude on their relationship and is a girl's girl. Something about that showing through, and like loyalty to other women and like supporting other women and things like that. Something about good handwriting is showing up here as well. A unique fashion style that is very like stylish in a way. Like I'm seeing you could inspire people with your style and aesthetic, because I'm seeing, those fashion people on Pinterest or Instagram where you even look at their fashion and you're like, "Oh my gosh, where did you get that? That looks so good." And there's something about that showing through, but it feels very trendy in some way. There's something also about some of you being content creators, and or like maybe you post a lot on social media and people compliment your photos behind your back, if that makes sense, or your videos. Something about hairstyles too. So I'm going to remove these cards and add your tarot cards now. And also people like when you wear like red lipsticks or like a more pinkish lipstick. So people have complimented lipstick colors you've worn, for the women watching or for those that wear makeup. So spirit guides of pile number 3. Spirit guides of pile number 3. What compliments do they receive unknowingly behind their back from others? You have the 7 of Pentacles. So people compliment your hardworking nature, your work in general. There are certain things you're very good at doing. And like how you've built your career for yourself. You have the Muse of Emotions, which is the King of Cups. You have the 10 of Wands. You have the 4 of Wands. And you have the Temperance card. There's also something about people complimenting you in a way where they say that they might envy something that you have or something that you do. So I also saw this in pile number 2, but I'm seeing it for you as well. Like, let's say somebody's like, "Oh, I envy pile number 3's friendships. They have such good friendships in their life." Or I envy the way pile number 3 looks because, they're so sexy. Whatever is coming through, whatever resonates with you, there's something about people complimenting you, some people, but then saying they envy what you have at the same time. People compliment your stability, especially like financial stability, how you've been able to change certain things within your financial situation, and how you've been able to move towards what you want by really focusing all your energy on it and being patient when it comes to the outcome. So I feel like you're a very hard worker where when you want something, you put a lot of energy and time into it. Your blood, sweat, tears, I'm hearing. And there's something about you being emotionally invested in that goal or desire you have. And once you get it, I see people being very proud of you, for not giving up, for remaining patient when it came to like your goal or desire. I also see people complimenting your emotional balance and you seeming so calm and like even in situations where you could be stressed out, you still remain calm, or in situations where the environment is chaotic, you still remain calm. There's something about you making other people feel calm with your calmness, with your peacefulness. There's something about like you honoring your emotions, but also knowing not to react in negative ways, if that makes sense. There's something also about like when you're unsatisfied with life, you know how to make changes to your life so that you can actually feel fulfilled and content. So that's something people compliment you on. You don't just like sit in that energy of unfulfillment and just complain, complain, complain. Like you actually go and make a change to your life. So that's what I see. Although you are somebody that um is a hard worker, there are certain days where you give yourself grace, where let's say you are just having a really bad day and you're feeling really stressed out, you'll give yourself grace and maybe not try as hard that day, but you'll still show up and dedicate yourself to your work. That's an example of the energy I'm seeing where it's like on certain days where maybe you don't feel your best, you give yourself grace, and that's something people compliment you on, or you try to. People also compliment you on your happiness and joy, like where they say that you seem really joyful and happy lately. Maybe at one point you were feeling unfulfilled, but like nowadays you look very happy. There's also something about you taking wisdom from certain situations that happened in your life and people complimenting that. And there's something also about like you knowing how to stand up for yourself or defend people around you. So now I'm going to tap into your energy clairvoyantly and see if there's anything else Spirit wants to show me. And then after that, we'll end off with your reading. So I'm seeing alien energy, like UFO energy. So there's something about your uniqueness that you um are celebrated for, if that makes sense. There's something about your uniqueness, something about how you're so different to others. You may come across as very ethereal and otherworldly in some way that people compliment you on. I'm seeing as well luck, like I'm seeing like a lottery ticket that was won. So even if you haven't won the lottery, there's something about people thinking you're very lucky and complimenting you there. I'm also seeing a rose clairvoyantly and a dead rose as well. So you may have people that are interested in you romantically, people that crush on you, as well as past old flames that still compliment you behind your back. Okay, like in a romantic sense, like, oh, this person's so beautiful, or oh, um, like something about you where it makes them feel some kind of romantic feeling towards you. Oh, this person was the best lover I ever had, like an old flame saying that about you. I'm hearing that. So something along the lines of like romantic energies. I'm also seeing the gym. Some of you have been recently working on your fitness and health, and people are complimenting you for that and like your body and things like that, and like your dedication to your health and fitness. People also compliment the way you smell because I'm seeing a perfume clairvoyantly. I'm also seeing a wedding ring, which did come up in pile 2. So people could compliment your wedding ring if you are married. People also see you as like a very cozy, comforting person. I think that came up within one of the other piles. I don't know why similar messages are coming up, but I'm just going to honor the messages. Maybe somebody is rewatching or like watching pile 1 and 3 or something like that. So, yeah. Please don't come for me in the comments because I can't control what messages come through, especially if one person's watching 2 different piles. Sometimes the same messages just come through for confirmation. Okay, anyways, I'm also seeing something about knowing how to cut people out of your life or cut certain habits out of your life or something like that. I'm seeing sunglasses. So if you wear sunglasses, people could compliment you on that, or just your accessories in general. Also, your makeup, like the way you do your makeup, your hair. Because I'm seeing like a hairbrush. If you've recently gotten a haircut, or done something to your hair, then that's something people could be complimenting you on behind your back. I also see that one of you could have recently traveled somewhere, or you could just travel a lot and people could compliment you there. Let's say you posted a picture on vacation and they're like, oh, this person looks so beautiful here and the view looks so beautiful as well. I wish I could go there. Something like that's coming through. Again, your smell, because I'm smelling a nice scent now. And I'm also seeing cleanliness. I don't know if I mentioned that. Like maybe your home being very clean or something. People also compliment your music taste. And now I'm seeing somebody wash dishes. So yeah, maybe your home's very clean. And I'm seeing like apples and vegetables and yeah, healthy eating again. So I think this is where I'm going to leave your reading. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.